Howdy folks, my name is Damian Roberts with Ritual Sound. Today I'm going to show you my 2025 Texas Square Fuzz. Now, this is nothing new, okay? The information is out there if you know where to find it. This circuit is a basic Dallas Arbiter fuzz face with predominantly two modifications, a 1.2K resistor instead of the usual 470 and a 2K potentiometer for the fuzz knob so it doesn't bunch up at the end as much. Then there's the matter of the transistors, one of them being usually an NTE103A and the other an NTE123. And other than that, I've been using mineral oil capacitors or something like that instead of the regular electrolytic, so they don't dry up as, here we are, the 2.2 and the 22. So they don't dry up as often, so hopefully you can pass this build on to the next generation of rockers. It won't need a recap in your lifetime. Hopefully. If it does, send it back. I'll fix it for free, send it back out to you. This is an investment. I'm not a salesman. So that's why I'm encouraging you to learn about this and build one on your own. I believe in you. You can do this. The purpose of today's video is to show you what the NTE103A sounds like paired with a couple of different transistors that we will hot swap out. Other than that, I'm not a perfect player. I'll try to do a couple of common phrases that you'd hear Stevie or Jimmy do. Right now in there we have the NTE123. So this is as close to the Cesar Diaz square face as you can get without having to actually purchase an overpriced one. Original vintage thing. I don't have two XLR cables, so excuse me while I switch this to the back of the crate power block amp we're in. Just to show you what kind of sound we're getting, this is a $100 Stratocaster knockoff, a Johnson. It's not particularly a good Strat. It's HSS, so I'll focus mostly on the single coils, but I'll switch it to the humbucker every now and again to display the bias knob. The Cesar Diaz square faces have this internal. Mine is on external because I know you switch guitars sometimes. So sometimes a Les Paul or a Strat going through it is not going to get the same sound. This will help you achieve a more desirable sound by choking the voltage that gets to the NTE103. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. This is probably not the pedal for you. This is not a cure-all sound. I'm not trying to sell you BS. This isn't going to get you Stevie or Jimmy's tone in a magic box. That requires learning how to play like them. That requires a better Stratocaster than the one I'm showing you. That requires modified amplifiers that they were doing over at Dumble. This is a solid state amp as well, no reverb. It's a crate power block amp going into a Sapphire Focusrite 24, an old outdated Focusrite. That Focusrite is then going into Ableton with no racks or effects. So here we go. Okay, that was the NTE103 paired with the NTE123, the Caesar Diaz combination. Started out with that glassy Texas tone with the volume rolled back on the guitar. Ran it through different pickups, different styles, different crunchiness. And as you can see, it's sought after for a reason. Let's go into the common replacement. If you can't find the NTE123, use a 183L. These guys are awesome. People like these, I like these. It kind of has a different spongy feel. We'll pop this guy in there. See if it runs. Yep. Boom. Done. Now let me get the microphone XLR back into the back of the amp, and we'll start rocking. Okay, folks, be honest. Could you tell a difference? I could feel a difference. I don't know if I could hear a difference. There is a slight tonal variation. You can see what I'm talking about. It's not as distinct as flavors of bubble gum, but you can tell. You can feel the sponginess in the attack a little bit. You can hear the different frequencies coming out and popping in different areas. Next up, we're doing the BC550C, a common high gain transistor. You're going to see this is a little Hendrixy as well. Not as much of the Texas glassiness, but it's still kind of there. It just depends on what you're looking for here. There we go. Let me get the chord changed and we'll be right back. Is it becoming clear now? Do you see what I'm saying? There's pairings that you can get that sound good out of everything. That was a BC550C. That's not a rare transistor. The prices you pay for are literally having one of these guys paired with almost anything else. But you can put two 108 BC108s. You could put a 108 and a 107. You could put a 550 and a 108. And some of them sound like crap and unusable. Some of them sound good. I've put NTE103s in here that sounded awful. And I just had to find the right pairing. And then boom, it comes to life. It's like, hey, that's a cool sound. And it works. So now instead of the 550C, we're going to go down in gain to the 2N2222A. What that letter signifies is that it's a higher gain than the regular 2222, and B would be higher than A and C would be the highest. Thus, that BC550C is about the highest gain you can get. This 2N2222 is a common audio transistor, and it's fairly clean. It does have gain to it, but you'll see there's a small difference. It's not as hot-rodded, not as screaming as the other one. Okay, by now you should be seeing what I'm doing. I'm dispelling the rumors. I'm dispelling the myths. You can find a nice pair of transistors This is a BC108C. In fact, y'all want to see something cool? Let's see a box of transistors. Just loose transistors. Boom. It's fun. You can just... There's NTE103s in there. There's other NPNs. 1308s, 1309s. All sorts of stuff in there. Cool goodies. And you just hot swap them and you find a cool thing you like. And you're like, hey, nobody else has the sound. It's the same circuit. You can do it. I'm not a salesman. You can do this. You can build it yourself. This knowledge is out there. And with a little guidance and practice and patience, you can do this. If you don't want to do that, you don't have the time, you got other things to do, a job and family and all that, boom, I'm your guy. Lifetime warranty. If it ever messes up, if the kids ever mess with it, I can fix it. The capacitors, like I said, are oil filled, not regular, so they probably won't need a recapping in your lifetime. I've got hot glue there to keep the soldering safe, and zip ties and little brackets in there. 2K pot for the fuzz. External trim pot for the bias to choke the voltage to that. We got one more, the BC108C, and then I'm gonna go eat dinner. Got other things to do. Wanna relax. I hate video editing. I hate cameramanning. Hate selling things and being an advertising guy. I'm not that. I'm showing you that you can do this. I believe in you. But if you don't, I've got you. This is the BC108C. You can find the BC108 in Jimi Hendrix, Dunlop fuzzes, 107s. They used to be the AC128s. For instance, BC108 Silicon, Fuzz Face, Jimmy. What are you gonna pay a higher price for something, or the exact same thing with a lifetime warranty, and a guy who's meticulous, cares about music? Yeah? Support me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your patience. We're going to end on the BC108. I'm hungry and
Bye.